Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. I don't always tell you what you want to hear, but I tell you what you need to hear to make an informed decision. Now, if you're like me, especially in this bear market, you're trying to find the best of the best. And it's really hard when it comes to ISO20022 compliant tokens. But I'm going to build a case that arguably Quant is the best ISO 222 compliant token to stack in this bear market, and it has the best long-term future as far as an investment of making money, and that's what it's all about. Now, I'm going to tell you how I measure that. Now, this is not financial advice at all, but we're going to look at the big picture of how I measure and come to this conclusion. But bear with me. I think you might agree with me if you follow along. And at the end, we're going to take a look at the chart and see if it's time to stack more quant. Now, before we dive into it, we got to talk about Ethereum for a second. Now, I know a lot of people don't like Ethereum. They definitely don't want to talk about it, but you need to hear me out. How is it that Ethereum is the powerhouse, has the biggest ecosystem out there? Well, I'm going to tell you. Wall Street chose Ethereum. It obviously doesn't have the best tech, which that's something, guys, y'all need to pay attention to. Now, if you knew my background, I know to follow the smart money, the powerful money, because I understand that the U.S. government, Wall Street, the central banks, for the most part, are going to pick winners and losers to the best of their ability. So you need to pay attention to what they are trying to make happen. It's a great opportunity. And we know that Quant is very connected. So that's really positive. And their playbook is kind of the same as Ethereum. So stay with me. Now, what made Ethereum Ethereum is Wall Street. The powerhouses like Google, Microsoft, BlackRock, and JP Morgan got together and created the Ethereum Enterprise Alliance. Now, the number one thing they did was they basically went around the globe and made the EVM the standard. Now, think about it. It's big news, just like it was, about a month ago when XRP had a bridge to Ethereum. Same with Cosmos. Same with Avalanche. You name it, when they get a bridge to Ethereum, it matters. Now, how is that if they don't have the best tech? Because the best tech doesn't necessarily guarantee that you win. I always use McDonald's. We all can cook a better hamburger 10x than McDonald's, but good luck trying to open up a restaurant across from McDonald's. Now, here's the deal. The Ethereum Enterprise Alliance made the EVM the standard, and then they put their money there. Well, that's kind of the playbook that the founder is doing with Quant. And they arguably may have some of the best tech. Now, hear me out. Now, before I dive into more of that, if you don't know who he is, you need to go to like his LinkedIn and check him out, guys. I mean, he's the founder of Quant. He used to be this digital security officer of BP. He's worked for HSBC. I mean, he's been a consultant for Ernest Young. He is a very intelligent person, and mainly on the security side, and that really matters when you're dealing with money and DeFi and the banks. Now, if you go to his Twitter account, you're going to constantly see that he's like writing papers for MIT or the World Economic Forum. He's working right now as a consultant with the Fed, the Bank of England. He's constantly in the loop with the power players of the world, guys. He's very smart and well connected. Now, here's what gets me excited. Now, I was watching a podcast with him and a couple of developers, and they're talking about the future and what's going on in blockchain. And I know way more than I ever wanted to know about, blockchain code interoperability. But here's the deal, guys. He was the founder, among other things. He founded Quant, but he's also founded 3 other corporations. But he was the founder of blockchain ISO standard TC307. Now that is what I'm trying to get at. That's one of the ingredients why I think Quant is the best of the best in any category. Now, the ISO TC307 is a standard, well, it's the over ledger. So think about it, guys. Before he even, really got started, he had a plan. He founded Quant, and then he had a plan to make it the standard. And that's what he has been trying to fast track over the years. And the podcast I just watched brought that to my attention. Now, hear me out. So, he explained how important interoperability is, and we all know that. That's why I have some Polkadot. I like Cosmos. There's a lot of interoperability technology out there. Well, what he explained was the reason the adoption, like for the banks and the banking reset and CBDCs and all that, one of the reasons it is so slow outside of regulation, which might be why they're dragging their feet, is it's just not there yet. The tech is not there. So what he was explaining is that for right now, you can pretty much, you have the interoperability to do, say, 90% of whatever you need to navigate in, say, Web3 environment to blockchain. But with the bridges, there's a lot of risk, and that's where the hacks come in at, and there's a lot of issues there. And when you're dealing with banks or major corporations wanting to transfer money or move around the blockchain, it's not there. So what he's really trying to push right now, and he's making a lot of headway, is if he can get, just like they have the ISO20022 compliant, projects or token or whatever you want to call it, if he can get the ISO TC307 to be the standard for pretty much all of Web3, all of blockchain, and be the go-to interoperability project, guys, it is going to be explosive. And that's not even the best part, so stay with me. But guys, here's what he sees in the future. Instead of having to use the bridge for Ethereum from Cosmos to Ethereum to the bank to the DeFi to the metaverse or whatever, if you use the TC307 overledger, if that is the common denominator, then people can safely go in and out of the overledger, and they can keep up with the technology, right? They can keep growing as technology changes, and it can be the centerpiece. And as it sits, guys, right now, it kind of is. So that really got me excited. Now, when you add that to the tokenomics, I'm telling you guys, Quant is a world-class project that not many projects can touch. Now, it has the tech, and arguably there might be some better tech out there. But hear me out about tokenomics. If a project doesn't have good tokenomics, it's normally because they have too many tokens and some entity controls way too many tokens, and they can dump on you, or they have too much voting power, or whatever it is. And the reason that is a problem is it can create inflation, it creates sell pressure, and sell pressure doesn't really matter. Let's say if a foundation or a corporation that has a lot of tokens that control or has the biggest supply, if they dump on you in a bull market, you can handle that. But in the bear market, when you have projects and foundations just keep dumping on the retail public, it's going to push the token down harder and harder. And some of them won't be able to rebound. But no matter what, guys, having good tokenomics, it matters, especially in a bear market. And I think that's why Quant, pre the FTX collapse, was the one, making a move, and it was leading crypto at the time because of its tokenomics. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Is Quant the best ISO20022 compliant token? I'm not saying it definitely is, but it definitely is arguably the one. And I think no matter what, it's the best interoperability project. And I think it's going to be in the top 10 in the next bull run. None of this financial advice. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for you. What do you think about Gilbert's plan to lead Quant forward? Is it going to work? Is it going to make him a world beater? I think so. I can't be more bullish. Now, to end on a positive note, guys, I know this is a really bad time. We're in a bear market. But here's the upside. This is when the money is made. If you're even watching this, the odds of you being successful are probably 10x the average person. The reason I founded this channel is because I wanted to get the word out about the best opportunity in the history of man for the average person to change their financial future. That's literally why I started this channel. Now, right now, it's kind of crazy, and I'm not telling anyone to stack anything, but if you're going to stack, you want to stack projects that you 100% have confidence in, no matter how low they go. For me, if Bitcoin fell to $1,000, I would jump up and down. If Ethereum went to $100, I'd jump up and down. If Quant goes to $10, I'm loading the boat, because I feel those projects, no matter what we go through, and guys, we got some bad times coming, that they are going to make it. And there's a lot of projects out there, guys, especially backed by corporations, or that have done a lot of marketing to build up, their project. Well, they may not make it, because if they don't have money for marketing, and we go into a really bad recession, and they can't keep that flow coming, those projects are going to die. So you need real world utility with the best tokenomics, in my opinion. Anyway, guys, let's take a look at the chart. I apologize about that. Here's the deal. What I see on this chart is, it's just above 100 right now, at like what, 118, 114, 118. Guys, there's no real support. You got the next support level is at like 92. So guys, it's going under 100. I'll be surprised if it doesn't go under 100. Now here's the problem. The next real support is right in here at about 50. And if it breaks that, it's going down, it's going to go lower and lower. But I truly believe it's probably going to go test the low of the years. For me, that's awesome, guys. I've been dollar cost averaging down for a while. I hope it falls apart, because here's the deal, guys. Trying to cheer something on in this economy with what we got coming down the pipe, that doesn't make any sense. Don't FOMO in. Don't think you're going to miss any move to the upside of any of these projects, outside of maybe XRP if we get an announcement tomorrow. But these projects are not going to maintain a pump. And even XRP, if we get an announcement tomorrow, it may pump, but it will not be able to sustain that pump. And that's not a reflection on XRP or Quant or anything else. But guys, we haven't even acknowledged we're in a recession yet. But I mean to tell you, they changed the definition. I've been around a long time. We're in a recession. And not only are we in a recession, we're getting deep into it. And what's about to happen is going to be nasty. Something's going to break. But like right now, today, Carvana just announced that they are trying to file I think it's Chapter 11 to reorganize because they can't pay their bills. Let's think about it, guys. Let's think about what has happened in the last 2 years. Carvana, for instance, this is a perfect example of what is going to happen across the board for every major corporation that has a commodity. Carvana's been buying and paying way too much for used cars. They've been up 20, 30, 40%. So they've been buying and selling and trading these cars. Well, now the cars have dropped minimum 20% on used cars. Well, they got hundreds of thousands of cars, and the equity, right, their assets, it isn't there. So the banks are going, wait a minute, we've got these loans, and I think it's $1 billion. It's a big number. And they can't meet their payments, but the bank is sitting there going, wait a minute, you have no collateral. Your collateral's going down every single day. We need you to bring more money to the table to collateralize your loan. Well, that means they're having to dump these cars cheaper. And since they're one of the big players, they're pushing the market down. Now, think about that across the board. Developers are slowing way down of building houses. Well, 6 months ago, 2x4 was like $11, $12 at Home Depot. Well, they couldn't get enough. Well, they've been ordering, and the supply chain, all this supply chain stuff, they have been paying the prices of this high inflation. They've ordered a backlog. Well, when that backlog comes in the next couple of months, for instance, Home Depot gets a huge shipment, let's say in February, of 2x4s that they paid $7 or $8 for. Well, now their value is only $2, $3, $4, $5. They're losing money. They're going to have to put them on sale to get them out the door. And that's the cycle that we are just now starting to see. Now, I don't want to be negative, but guys, in my opinion, if you're going to stack lightly and stack cash and get ready to load the boat. Not financial advice whatsoever, but you want to stay in the game, guys, and you want to keep looking at really good projects like Quant, the ISO20022 Compliant Tokens, and a few others. And for me, because of the security that I feel Bitcoin has and Ethereum, those are the only ones that I am even considering stacking right now. I'm just going to keep staying active a little bit and get ready to load the boat, because I believe 100% something's going to break. I'm not exactly sure why the Fed and the White House is on the path that they are on, but they want something to break. And, the way I see it, and from my background, I feel 100% positive that I'm right. Again, not financial advice. We've already done the damage. it doesn't matter what the Fed does tomorrow. I don't care if they start cutting tomorrow, it would still be ugly. Now, they may be able to pull it out and it won't be as ugly, but guys, the job market's about to collapse. We are going to go to deflation when something breaks. It's going to get really ugly. Now, here's the good news. Guys, our best projects just go down, down, down. I'm excited. I'm going to stack that cash and I'm going to look at projects like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Quant, and the other 20 projects that I'm involved with, which is probably too many. But, you know, it's a very, very positive time. I know it seems like it's negative, but guys, I urge you to stay in here. Maybe stack a little bit of the projects, but get ready. Stay alert. Keep educating yourself. And another thing, guys, probably the biggest winners of the next bull run, we don't know, have a clue. We don't even have a clue which projects those are going to be. They may not even be out yet. They're being built in some ecosystem right now. And we'll know once we, start to move forward, the Fed pivots and all that. So anyway, guys, I highly recommend keep learning, keep educating yourself, keep stacking your favorite projects, maybe, but definitely stack that cash. And if you don't know how to trade, guys, maybe take a little bit of money, just $10 at a time, and do a couple of trades. Start to learn how to read charts and just keep getting active, because this is what I know to be true. The more knowledge you have, the more money you're going to be able to make, and the better you're going to be able to take advantage of what's coming down the pipe. Because, guys, the future is going to be amazing. Now, we have some ugliness coming, and I don't even know what it's going to look like, but I do know this is America. We're going to figure it out. We're going to turn the page. And when the Fed starts to pivot and we have some better leaders in our White House, I'm not getting political, but things are going to change. And America, I have confidence, we're going to realize that we're behind the 8 ball in crypto. And if you want to keep being the leader of the free world like America is, we've got to start doing some things right, because whoever captures, the lion's share of crypto and blockchain and all this technology, they're going to lead the world. And I have a good feeling that it's still going to be America. But you know who I think is going to come right behind us if we do figure it out? It's going to be India. Now, I've got a video coming to talk about that, and you should watch that. Actually, I've created that video already, and I'll leave a link down below. Anyway, guys, sorry to ramble. I know this is a lot to take in, but I really believe that it's going to be really good, and you need to keep following projects like Quant. That's all I got. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Make sure you hit that notification. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Either way, guys, hit that like button and come back and be part of this community. Take care.